morning, good afternoon, good evening. Zanu PF President Emerson Mnangagwa has been buying cars as if it's out of fashion. And they've been given to Zanu PF party loyalists, leaders, and all for one purpose: to buy those members blind loyalty to him. We in Zimbabwe are suffering from what the Romans used to distinguish as the difference between the glory of Caesar versus the good of Rome, of the common people. I think in Zimbabwe, we are now looking at an extreme case of that, where the nation's resources, wealth, is being squandered on activities that are designed to promote Mnangagwa and to keep him in power at the expense of the common good. A week ago, Mnangagwa gave the Zanu PF Women's League new vehicles. We can see them lined up there. They came and collected it. This week, he had a meeting with the Central Committee and Politburo. And each of the chairmen of each of the members of the Central Committee at the end of the meeting were given new keys to new cars. And these are Zanu PF, as we can see there, with Mnangagwa's own image on it. What is so disappointing about it is that the country, many of the country's hospitals do not have ambulances, do not have medicines. Schools are in a deplorable state. And yet we are spending millions of dollars into these projects, into this activity designed to promote Zanu PF or promote Mnangagwa, to be more specific. One of the ordinary Zimbabweans posted the following comment: free advice. Take these cars. It's your tax. Don't support him. I found it very interesting. As much as one would say, okay, that is interesting, one is going to ask, take these cars. How? This is no more than the classical story of somebody suggesting that we should bail the cat. Yes, if you can bail the cat, that would be very useful indeed. But how? And in this case, this really boils down to understanding what you can and cannot do. The people of Zimbabwe, the people that this individual is suggesting they should go out and take back these cars, they are the same people who participated in the 2023 elections, knowing fully well that the elections were flawed, knowing fully well that by participating, you'll be giving Zanu PF legitimacy. They were warned several times, but they ignored the warning. They participated and gave Zanu PF legitimacy. You gave Zanu PF legitimacy, you gave Mnangagwa legitimacy, and now that he's in power, he's looting the nation's wealth. And you think you can go and take those cars away. I think what people should focus on is making sure that we do not repeat the same idiotic mistake of participating in flawed elections to give Zanu PF legitimacy. This has been the focus all along of these issues. If we had not given Zanu PF political legitimacy, we would not be in this mess. That is precisely the point. As long as you have leaders who are not accountable to the people, you will always have these problems. On the screen, there is a contrast between what President Hichilema of Zambia was doing. He gave away 500 ambulances in Zambia. And in Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa is giving hundreds of vehicles to Zanu PF party officials to buy their loyalty. Because Mnangagwa is not accountable to the people. That is the argument. How do we make him accountable? We have to have free, fair, and credible elections. That is at the heart of the issue here. Zimbabwe is a failed state because we have failed to hold free, fair, and credible elections. It's not rocket science. What is required to have free, fair, and credible elections is not rocket science. And so when Chamisa told his followers that he had plugged all the vote rigging loopholes to con them to participate in 2023 elections, the people themselves should have asked him, how did you plug those vote rigging loopholes? He was lying. And yet here we are, 2 years since the 2023 elections, and there are still many Zimbabweans out there who still do not want to believe that Chamisa lied to them. Why is that important? Well, if elections are held today, I think we can confidently say that Chamisa will con the same 2 million people to participate in those flawed elections and will give Zanu PF legitimacy. And the whole cycle starts all over again. And then somebody comes with a suggestion that we should take back what Mnangagwa is looting from the country. Why did you elect him in the first place? Why did you insist in participating in flawed elections to give Mnangagwa legitimacy in the first place? This is not an intractable problem. The solution has always been clear. You need free, fair, and credible elections. You have been told if you participate in flawed elections, you give Zanu PF legitimacy. Why do you keep on participating? Because you believe a blatant lie that by somebody like Chamisa saying that he has plugged the vote rigging loopholes. How many times has he told you that lie? I'll just conclude by playing the video where Chamisa is once again telling the people of Zimbabwe that he was going to win the 2023 elections.
Makorokoto Zimbabwe nokuti hakuna munhu anomira kana denga raronga plan. Denga raronga plan, denga harifoiri. Plan yaMwari haifoiri. Ini ndatanga kugadzira cabinet. There is no way we are not going to form a new cabinet. There is no way we are not going to have a celebration. There is no way we are not going to have an inauguration. Let's start preparing for our inauguration. Let's start preparing for our celebration.
I repeat, Chamisa lied to the people of Zimbabwe to con them to participate in flawed elections. In 2023, 2018, 2013, and we, the people of Zimbabwe, have been slow in learning that lesson. As things stand, if we do not force the 2 million or so of Zimbabweans out there to open their eyes so that they are not conned to participate in flawed elections in 2028, we are going to have a repeat of the same idiotic situation. Chamisa has just returned from his sabbatical, nearly 1 year long sabbatical, and he has started on his campaign to convince people that he will win the 2028 elections. And we'll find ourselves in a situation where we give Zanu PF legitimacy and perpetuate the dictatorship, the corruption, and our own suffering. This is not an intractable problem. The solution has always been there. Stop participating in flawed elections to give Zanu PF legitimacy. This whole idea that we can somehow take back the cars and the money that Mnangagwa is looting, when you have been given him the legitimacy to be in State House, is totally misplaced, to say the very least. Think about it. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.